When I was younger, I had a hard time falling asleep. If it wasn't in my own bed in pitch darkness, I always had a hard time getting to rest. And if my parents weren't around, it was even more difficult. This would usually lead to me sitting up very frustrated and waiting until I was so tired that I passed out. Somebody gave me the advice to think about something that I like, distracting me enough from whatever was keeping me up and falling asleep. I would usually think about amusement parks, which are a big interest of mine to this day. It began with ones that I had been to before, but then I started to think of my own rides that I wanted to exist in those parks, then just rides I made up. Before long, I had a whole amusement park that I had made in my own imagination. As my conscious thoughts of that place receded into sleep, they followed me into the unconscious world of dreams. I try to remember dreams that I have currently, and what I found is that when I wake up, they always seem to have been in an amusement park. Yume Nikki explores the dream world of a girl named Madatsuki. You start here, in her room. Stepping out the sliding glass door, you're out on this super thin high-rise apartment, the building stretching in both directions. Heading back in and trying to leave through the door, she shakes her head. There's not much in here. A Famicom to play one game on, a bookshelf, a desk to write notes in your dream diary, and most importantly, the bed. You lay down, a timer starts, and you're brought here, back on the balcony. Walking in, the room seems about the same. This time, you can walk out the door. You enter the Nexus. This is the dream world's hub. Each door leads to a different location, each with their own design, patterns, and structures. You're left on your own to explore as you please. There isn't much of an objective beside finding effects, little things that can transform Madatsuki into different things. You now wander the landscapes of the dream world, not really looking for anything in particular, just exploring to see what's there. You begin to find that each door's areas are actually linked together, using common passageways to connect between the deeper layers of each world. Each of the worlds has deeper levels, delving deeper into this place and what it may hold, if it holds anything at all. These are dreams. You can take them at face value as the mind compiling the events of the day, or you can be more interpretive. We know from the real world that Madatsuki is probably a shut-in or agoraphobic, refusing to leave her room. She escapes the reality of her world by sleeping, exploring a dream world of her own creation. For the most part, this works out, providing her a strange yet fun place to explore through her sleep. When she wakes, she records her adventures in the dream diary, using what little time she stays awake, recounting her time in the dreams. But this isn't always the case. Many of the locations you can find in Madatsuki's dreams are unsettling, hostile, dark. One of the connecting routes through the dream space is called Hell. These locations and effects are hauntings of her depressing reality, isolated alone in her high-rise room, never meeting anyone in the real world. Pretty famously, in the Pink Sea, you can find a very similar room to yours. Entering, it seems like a pretty comfortable place, relatively normal in comparison to other parts of the dream. But, of course, turn off the lights and... Ubo was one of the things that I knew about the game before I played it. They were always part of those scary game moment compilations and general creepy gaming community. The actual moment that it changes, after you sit there and try over and over, does catch you off guard. Once you interact with them, you get transported here. Not much else you can do but wake up. It's referred to as a trap for a good reason. The seemingly nice place that is Panika's room, the only other awake person you can find in the dream, the nice music, a piece of familiarity. It's a trap both in this sense and in the sense that the player, at least in current day, is probably aware that if you enter this room and shut off the lights, that something can happen. It's the first gap the most encounter in the dream world, the quirks of its design leaving for apparent hostility. Something from the real world has seeped in. It's almost smiling, taunting us. The room with the only other human is actually just a trick. There's evil here. There's hints across the game that relate to possible causes for isolation, the body at the crosswalk being pretty often cited. Maybe someone she knew died in a car accident, crossing the street at the wrong time, or a driver running a red light. This is also where you receive the stoplight effect. After you traverse your way through the wilderness and climb the stairs to the Sky Garden, you can sometimes see a figure floating in the air, or maybe falling. Number World altogether is hostile, with the strange red sequences painted all over the floors. You have to stab your way through its walls in some places to find its secrets. The toy Ningen you find across different landscapes chase you and trap you in inescapable boxes. The barrack settlement with its memorable soundtrack seems like a sort of slum or prison. Its only inhabitants hooded and solemn. Figures watch you often, their eyes following you or staring in a direction as you traverse their space. The deeper you go, the more you find. The cracks of fantasy spread and deepen. Madatsuki's fantasy is falling apart. Fiction is an escape for most, a reprieve from our ordinary lives into the world of fantasies, where things are much more interesting and stimulating in comparison to our mundane routines. Maybe it's just that it makes more sense. Stories have a way of following a structure that life just doesn't seem to most of the time. Introductions, rising actions, climaxes, happy endings. Fiction, ones we create or consume, can be followed and understood in a way that life can't. We see what characters are thinking, we understand the stakes of conflict, we know that there's something to it at the end of the day. Madatsuki's is much more freeform, a fantastical place that allows you to escape from her world for a while, but to hide so much inside fiction, inside your own mind, it's difficult to hide forever. Whatever has affected her so deeply is there, hidden under layers of strangeness, infecting her inner world. By exploring it, we see what she had to hide. Dreams can't last forever. Fiction is only as real as you let it be. You can't stop what's coming. While the game mostly appears to be open-ended, there is an ending. In the tutorial, you're told that you can drop effects that you've unlocked, or as the game puts it, get rid of them. There are 24 unique effects hidden around each of the dream worlds and their sublocations. By collecting them all, you've uncovered most of the buried secrets this world has to offer. You've seen everything it's trying to hide. Getting back to the Nexus, you deposit all the effects onto the ground and leave. Returning, they've been organized. This place has revealed too much. From here, you leave the dream world and return to the real world, or at least what you believe is the real world. Who knows, with this building's strange location and small size, maybe it's just another dream. You walk out onto the balcony. There's a stepladder near the railing. You step up, looking out at the empty space in front of you. Then, you step off. Yume Nikki brings us into the mind of someone in great pain and asks us to find what they've been hiding deep within the recesses of their subconscious. Through the surreal visuals and hidden secrets, we can come close to seeing what put Madatsuki into this state, what's keeping her trapped in a room. Or maybe this is just another fantasy. A room here and in the dream aren't so different. How many layers of dreams has she created? How many more will seal out the real world for good? Escaping into fantasy can't last forever. You have to face what's in front of you at some point.